begins. So for a little backstory, as the story goes, you're currently, the three of you, on the island of Drenok. We'll, at some point in the future, discuss precisely how this island got this name, but for what all three of you know, the journey has been fraught with challenges. It's a treacherous journey, no matter how you get here, to get to Drenok. But this place it's sort of known as a place of discovery. It's attracted explorers, traders, and scholars from distant lands, and a beacon of hope for those seeking adventure and new beginnings. The unique geography and resources make it a vital crossroads for trade, with a mystical aura drawing seekers of arcane knowledge. And now, to begin, great. So each of the three of you are walking along, and you can describe what you do, but just as what we're starting off with is each of the three of you are just beginning to see sort of at the same time one another as the crossroads approach. Each of you can sort of discuss what you would do, what your character would do, who you are, what you look like, and then essentially setting the stage for what the other players are seeing. And we can start off with coping. So sort of describe your character, how you walk, how arrogantly, what you have.
Yes.
How arrogantly.
Yes. I am, I kind of, a heavy, light glide with long strides. I'm wearing heavy chain.
Heavy light glide? What's that?
And I have
what does that fucking look like?
Aura.
Someone could tell me, that'd be great.
About me. And, I'm an astral humanoid, so like I'm a human, but I just live a very long time, and I don't know, I'll somehow done towards that side of things, and due to that, I being astral, I have an innate sense of tempest stuff, so I can do like all things of thunder and lightning. So I'm just a dude who likes to help others when they're good people. So I have like healing spells, but if you turn on me like bad side, like I'm very basic. I'm a basic white white astral human that I just live for a long time or whatever. And then that's pretty much it. I align pretty neutral good, so I can see like if someone is wrong in a way and they do something that technically wouldn't hurt people but is wrong, I could see that as being like not necessarily bad but justice, you know. That's about it. Did I do that right? Is that good?
Go for it.
Okay. So, Zenmon Starfeller is a 6'2" ash gray Leonin. So that's a lion-like humanoid. Wearing studded armor. He's pretty quick, light on his feet. Next to him is a small lion drake companion animal. We're just So we're just walking through the woods, coming upon the road, taking a look around before crossing, because you relatively solitary pair, but we're just taking the scenery of this new land we're entering in, enjoying the new trees, the new agriculture, the ambiance of a new land.
And also, I want to mention, Billy and Coping, you hear a loud crash, kind of like it's like a strike of lightning, but there's also a weird warped portal sound to it. A few moments before you see the third individual, who will take it away.
All right, coming down the road, you see a man who looks very strange to you. He looks kind of human, but he is very obviously not from around here. He's wearing very strange clothing. His mannerisms are slightly different. He's looking around at like anything that moves, like very suspiciously. He's kind of nervously walking down the road, but his features mark him, not from this area. He's very visibly from somewhere very distant. And oddly enough, even though he looks kind of mostly human, his skin is also like strangely pale. Well, you don't really know why. Maybe he looks like he's sick or something, but he is very, very pale. He's wearing these kind of long flowing robes. And you get the glimpse of like really sharp teeth when he opens his mouth, like his canines look like they came out of an animal, maybe. He's just kind of nervously striding down the road, and as he sees you two, and we all approach each other. Well, hello, gentlemen. How are you doing today? It is a very fine day for me. How about for you?
That's a very strange accent, friend. Where do you hail from, and where did you literally hail from?
Very, very, very far away. Okay, trust me, you've never heard of it. I've been here, there, and then around for a little while now. But I was born too far away to even mention. Don't even worry about it. What about yourselves? Where are you from? Gentlemen, my name is Raj. Raj Suresh, to be exact. But you can call me Raj. Where are you both headed?
I'm just exploring the land, and well, hello, Raj. I'm also Zenman.
Zenman. That's quite a name. Quite a name. And what about yourself, sir? Who are you?
I am coping. I'm also just exploring. I felt some sort of sense that kind of just led me here. As I was walking.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I don't really have a goal myself. I was just going around as well.
Did you guys also hear a crash?
A crash? No, I've not heard anything.
What about you?
I definitely heard and saw something. I didn't see where it came from.
Having arrived, all three of you have a distinct sense that this is and I know this is going to sound silly, but it'll make sense in the future. But your three characters did in fact feel sort of a dramatic sense of something occurring as the three of you met. Take with it what you will, but something has occurred, and all three. How should I describe this better? Essentially, you felt something shift in the world. You felt a strong emotional event and a strong emotional occurrence immediately before the three of you met. It's difficult to describe, and none of you can fully understand what occurred, but you know that something urgent has occurred, and that's all that you know. It's impossible to describe, though. It's just a weird feeling creeping in your subconscious, like something changed in the world, but you're not sure what.
Shall we go see? Shall we traipse back my path and see what we can find?
Yeah, do you guys want to stick together? Move back north?
Just in case there is any danger, I feel like we definitely should do that, yes. That was what I was hoping.
Sounds like a good idea. Let us venture forth.
All right. So the three of you begin to travel northward. It's a rather long walk. Again, as the three of you know, there's 4 general towns near you. You have Greenhaven, Agirian, Haven Shade, and Coral Reach. They're all smallish towns, but to the north, first you would hit Greenhaven, and then you would hit Agirian. None of you at this moment have maps on your persons. But just obviously, you've been traveling, you're on the coast, there's only so many towns. The nearest city is probably 6 or 7 days away, travel by foot. But again, as you're walking, you would know that you have Greenhaven, and then Agirion. And you know that all 4 of these are just sort of pleasant-ish towns. So as your group is traveling, you begin to hear sort of a coarse but silent whisper. Could I get a quick perception roll from the 3 of you?
Aye. Maybe this is one I'm good at. Oof. I did not roll very well.
Does my other one count? I'll roll again.
I think you should let it count since it didn't count for the other one.
Yeah.
Oof, we all kind of failed that one.
Okay.
I think the first one should count, right?
So you believe you hear a whispering in your ears. You hear a few words like bounds to the island's embrace, time long gone, tapestry unfinished. You hear sort of these whispers as you move along, and there is an eerie mist that begins to sort of percolate and fade. It becomes strong for a moment as you're walking. It's a subtle but very extant mist sort of along the path as you're traveling. But you don't really feel much of it. You can just, again, you hear it's like very vague whispers in the air. And you continue to travel along. I'll say that you also hear a few other you begin to hear a few sentences as you walk. Weave stories anew, frayed ends of histories, echoes, desires resonate, woven once more, Cradovar, beseech. And that's it.
Yeah.
No, I would want to try and understand the whispers and find out where they're coming from.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
Yeah. I'll
And
go
so-
ahead and ask,
yeah.
Let me ask you, have you been hearing weird whispers?
Yeah, I was about to say it's not just me, right? You guys, you guys hear this?
I
No,
thought that was
I have definitely been weirdly hearing whispers around me, and I don't know where they're coming from. I don't really understand what they're saying. I just know that they're there.
I
It's
was
very
walking
odd.
behind Raj, and I wasn't sure if it was just passing of the wind, but see,
No, I have not passed any wind today. I'm sorry, my friend.
good.
Yeah, I've been hearing them also.
Okay, so it seems like it's coming from the same direction that we're traveling ish. Do you guys? I think we know there's a couple cities up there. I kind of want to figure out what's going on with this noise, the wind. What do you guys feel?
That is exactly what I want to do.
I'm here to explore, so let's explore.
Perhaps these whispers are from a treasure. After all, this island is mostly unexplored, so let us be about it, and perhaps we can find something for ourselves.
Let's explore. Although I think it's probably more from a monster than a treasure. But yes, let's
I
go.
don't know how you would wish such bad luck on us, but okay. Why not be an optimist about this? I mean, to be fair, I do think you are right, but you never know.
Optimists tend to die quicker than pessimists.
I don't know if that's strictly true. It's just an outlook.
I'll be the realist. Let's go and smite this monster and take its treasures. Boom. Let's conquer this.
All right, let us continue.
All right, let's move on. Let's find the source of these incessant whispers.
All right. So as your party continues along, you travel through what is still a sort of pleasant northeastern style forest. It's you're near the coast, so there's still some errant lake beds. There's random streams of water. Sort of, it's a very verdant, lush lands in eastern Janash. So you're traveling along this wonderful dirt road. It's a beautiful path, and once again you begin to hear this somewhat ominous whisper, which goes. Give me one more perception check.
Yeesh.
All right. So
Well, no, I failed that
Zenmon
one.
and Coping, you two hear it quite clearly as Raj happily continues to march on.
Yep.
And no fear, no fear. But you hear, and so as sort of the end of a supplicating rhyme, as if a song is ending, you hear, and so should you ever turn towards the whispers of the past, seeking to bridge the divide, know that a sliver of hope lingers. The tapestry of, and it does, the whisper does get hollower sort of in moments as it's speaking. And it sounds like it sounds like it's the memory of a whisper, though. It's not entirely there. It's like a wisp. But you hear the tapestry of Cradovar's history may yet be rewoven, even as the mist of resentment shrouds over our words. And a mist slightly darker begins to envelop you as you walk, but you don't hear anything else. And you're not immediately stricken with a sense of worry. But I'll just repeat those last lines. The tapestry of Cradovar's history may yet be rewoven, even as the mist of resentment shrouds our words.
One more time.
The tapestry of Cradovar's history may yet be rewoven, even as the mist of resentment shrouds our words.
I'm sorry, once more?
God damn it. The tapestry of Cradovar's history may yet be rewoven, even as the mist of resentment shrouds our words. And I might just do that voice. It's a fun DM voice, actually.
I'm just gonna speak back into the air, like back at the whisper. He who stumbles around in darkness with a stick is blind, but he who sticks out in darkness is fluorescent.
I hate you.
I cast light on Raj.
See, look at that. Coping understands exactly what I'm talking about.
So, okay.
How do I cast light?
So I will say the mist does begin to dissipate. And yeah. No, that was pretty good. All right, so the mist dissipates. I think you will hear one last phrase. Once we yearn to be heard, to share our stories and our desires, to forge a connection with those who tread upon this land. Yet your speech echoes to the walls which separate us, sort of out of a sense of frustration to a degree. But again, the mists, which were gentle and on the land just a wee bit, have began to part, and the voices begin to dissipate. And yeah, the road continues northward. You have forests to your west. You have the road that you just walked for several hours to your south, and then you have the coast to your east. And your party can do as you wish. Again, you're a couple hours to the town of Greenhaven, so you can continue there if you want. But it's really up to what you guys want to do.
Only in concealing one's identity can one truly be known.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Would you guys want to explore this area a bit more before heading over back to town? Or
That
would you
sounds good to me.
Yeah. If you
After
both
all,
agree.
if there is something around here that was causing those mists, then we should probably try and find out what it was. In case it is a treasure. And if it is something dangerous, perhaps we could kill it, or at least warn the villagers nearby. And I do believe we should stick together for this as well. After all, the four elements, like man alone, are weak, but together they form the strong fifth element. Boron.
Or are we?
I hate you.
So as your party continues along the road, you're now at the crest of a hill. You can see quite clearly for some distance. In retrospect, I would love. I will. Anyway, there's something that I want to do for myself in the future for situations like this, which is create visages so that you can see. But I'll try my best to paint a picture with words. So you are at a tall, crescending hill. You can see further north just the crests of the town of, and I'll show it to you for a moment. The town of Greenhaven. So as your players journey through the coastal forest, they come across an abandoned campsite with remnants of a small fire and a few scattered belongings. You're still walking. You're only a few hours. You're only a few hours away from Greenhaven. You've just finished going over the hill. But yeah, just give me a quick perception check. Just or describe what your character would do. But you see what you think to be an abandoned campsite.
Oh, I actually rolled good. Holy shit.
Big. All right. So, what you see is again a small fire with a few scattered belongings, specifically Raj and Coping. You both see disturbed leaves, somewhat fresh footprints. You think that they left probably a couple hours ago. And having succeeded the perception check in the way that you did, you've been traveling these lands for a little while. I could have done an insight or something for this, but it's fine. So you know that there's plenty of arcane folks. There's plenty of adventurers. There's plenty of, dungeon dwellers and magical creatures that come to this land to try to explore and lay claim to new relics or to something, if they want to discover a new keep or something and claim it for their own. Everyone has different reasons for coming to Dranash. But you also know that there's thieves. It's an interesting land, but not everyone is ideal. In this pile, you see a hidden trap set up nearby. Continue on as you would. So your characters are along a dirt road. It's mostly sort of meadow/grassland, as you would expect from you're near a coast. The trees are sort of obscuring some vision, but you can see the camp ahead of you. You can see that someone set up sort of carelessly in the area. And again, Raj, you can see what you think to be some sort of a trap set along the road.
Be very careful, you two. I think there is a trap set up ahead of us. I think perhaps we are going to get ambushed if we walk down this road.
Oh, thanks, Raj. Dang. Hey, Zenmon, what's the animal? What's your animal's name that's traveling with you?
He doesn't have a name yet. He's just a little baby. Once he gets a little older, he has his own name to tell me.
Okay. I was gonna see if maybe he wanted to, like, if he can scout up ahead a little bit or make a noise, but that's probably not smart. Never mind.
Nah, yeah, he can only follow commands, and he has to be within my sight to follow them.
I am slightly sneaky myself. I could try to sneak around and see what I can find.
Yeah, I think that's good. Zenon, you want to hide in the trees a little to the left and wait to see what Raj reports? We can try to keep an eye on him.
Sure. I can fall behind him a little bit. My stealth's pretty good also. Okay, just being in the woods.
Shit, and I'm so I'll just trail back even further than you two are using on, and then I think that's a good plan. And what are you guys gonna yell out if there is something wrong?
I will just yell that there are enemies and attack if I happen to run into someone.
Okay, and then we'll turn around and run away. Perfect plan.
That'll plan.
If you do that, well, let us see. Let us see. I will find out right here whether I can trust you two with my back or not. So I guess
Got your back, Raj.
I thank you, Coping. I'd like to hear it. It would just be like a cat to run away in fear.
Yes.
So does this current map roughly line up with what y'all are planning?
Yeah, where exactly is the trap along this?
So the trap would be right around, we'll say here.
Okay.
It was just
So pretty
that
close
was
in front of
that
Coping.
was it.
Gotcha.
That was an excellent roll. So good job. But yeah,
Thank you.
now I will give me one. So Raj, just give me a quick stealth check.
Stealth is here. Wow, what a roll.
Because the okay. So excellent. So Raj, you sort of hear a group in the woods. You hear two sentences. You hear quiet day, huh? Not much happening. You think we should head back, Larkin? You can't really hear precisely what they say in response. And then you hear something about you believe you hear a female voice saying something along the lines of, "Forest gives me the creeps." You can't quite make out entirely what she's saying, but as you walk, you think it's probably like 30, 40 feet away, but you're not really sure. You just hear people talking, and you're pretty sure it's coming from the wood line. What do you do?
I would keep trying to creep closer.
Okay. You begin to hear more. You hear another female and a somewhat gruffer, older-looking man discuss. You hear a few things about took off the travelers. Could always make them see something that's not there. And then there's a little bit more muffled speech. Again, you're not that close to them. You hear, like rats, something. So essentially, I think you get the idea. You're hearing bits and pieces of conversations about their takings and spoils thus far. And yeah, so what do the three of you do? Remember,
I would just keep trying to creep closer until I can get in range to actually like see them and then like run and attack them.
Okay. And then the other two of you, I know Coping, your character, he's just walking he's just gleaming armor, just walking and talking. And I will say, so as soon as, and Raj, you would be able to see this, but, you see, give me a moment while I figure out a good quote for that one.
And I'm thinking as I come up to the trap that I know the area it's in,
Yeah.
I avoid it, but I do it like weird clumsily, like so I don't throw them off like I knew it was there. They just think I accidentally passed it.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you actually, so Raj, as you see Coping approaching the trap, you hear, did you catch a glimpse of that one's armor? Looks like it'd fetch a pretty penny. And then you hear one of the first female, maybe I'll pick a branch up there and have a bird's eye view of their shock. Sort of, they're all just sort of quipping and having fun with each other. And can you all move your tokens just to sort of where you want to be as you keep going along? All right. So as Coping approaches the trap, he sort of stumbles over it. And in that moment, a man steps out. You see this sort of gray-bearded, so this is Coping specifically. You see this gray-bearded man, probably in his 40s to 50s, and he looks at you, and he begins the speech. He looks, if everyone could stop moving their tokens for just a moment. So as coping, you venture through this forest. You begin to feel a sense of tension because again, remember Raj and Zenmon, you know what's going on, but he doesn't. So you have this sense coping of unease. You can hear some rustling leaves. It catches your attention as you begin to bend the path. You suddenly see this older man in his 40s or 50s with a cloak positioned strategically along the wood line. You're sketched. And he looks over and he says, well, well, what have we here? Traveler, stumbling into our territory. I must say, you've wandered into quite the predicament. This forest has a way of revealing secrets, you see. And, well, you know, you've got things on you, I think, and I think those things should be mine. So if you'll be patient and polite about it, give me everything you've got, and I'll let you keep going.
Huh.
Now, do I see this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
At this
So
point,
as-
all five of them are looking at coping. They just see this armored man walking down the road, thinking, "Easy catch, easy take."
Oh,
So as the guy is talking about secrets, right as he finishes talking, Raj will yell out and charge at this guy. I just said it earlier. It is only when something is kept secret can it truly be known. And then I would charge at and attack this guy off to the left.
Hell yes. Okay, so that is our first combat. Now give me a moment. I'll stop the patient, calm music for a moment. All right, so now what we've got going on is a bit of a battle. Now, so the way that it's going to work for combat, I presume, let me check Discord to see whether or not you've all rolled. Okay, so give me quick initiative rolls, and then I'm going to try to work a very smooth. Okay, so we got 13, 9, and then Copian, if you could just give a quick
I'm
what's
trying
my-
to find the button for it.
Initiative.
worries.
You got to click on the number to the left of the word initiative, and then that's how it is for the
Oh.
whole sheet.
Gotcha.
and let's see.
I like how the person with the highest dex rolled the lowest. Good job, Billy.
Good job.
It happens.
So the way that we're going to work this is because they were all so casually. You see these four thieves to the back, just very like one of the ladies was literally in the middle of climbing up to a branch, her weapon slung around her shoulder. The two men that you can see are just sort of like, one of them was picking their tooth. As a quick reference, let me just set the stage for what you see. So you have four individuals. One of them looks to be an archer. One of them seems to have blades set up. One of the males he looks like a seasoned archer. Raj, the man that you just jumped upon, is sort of an older, he's not as old as the first fellow that was talking to Copian, but this guy looked like an experienced thief. He has taken a few people out. You can just smell thieving on him. You see a female a little bit further back ahead of you, who has a dagger in her hand, and you can tell she's just a cutthroat. You see a man who's holding some sort of an odd holy symbol in his hands, but again, he looks like a thief like all the others. And then you have a female who was smiling with a mischievous grin, who seems to be wearing some sort of a robe of some kind. And then you have the primary leader, the man who stepped out, who's clearly the oldest and the most successful, I would say. He's sort of wearing decent clothing. He looks like he's a thief who's made it. But yes, so we have done initiative, and Raj, you're going to be able to go first. And again, you are closest to the man who would have been the archer, but at the moment, his bow is not well set to kill. And earlier I said the archer was female. My bad. The archer is the male that you're standing next to, and the female with the robe was the one who was climbing up the tree. But yes, from here, it is up to the three of you. You have initiative. Tell me what you do.
Am I rolling with advantage for surprise, or is it just a normal attack?
Who has advantage? Oh, Raj.
I'm asking if I do.
Yeah, yeah. You can. You have advantage. You almost certainly have advantage.
All right, I'm going to I guess bend my head forward and try to take a giant chunk out of the archer's neck. That's a crit. So that's 10 damage with
Oh my
a
God.
bite to that dude's neck. And then if he's still up, I'm gonna use my monk bonus action attack to punch him with my offhand after trying to rip out his throat.
Shit, you crit bit this dude's neck.
Yes, I did. Oh, that's only a
So
7 to hit though, so that's probably not gonna hit the punch. But
one moment. So you successfully hit. Oh God. So you and how many damage? So both strikes. Well, one moment.
no, the second
So
one didn't hit, right?
the
The
bite,
second one was
the
only
bite
7.
hit. No, yeah, no, the bite hit. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The unarmed strike did not hit. I was just for a moment. I was like, does the crit also affect the unarmed strike? But no,
No, it
separate
doesn't.
separate attacks. So you're 100% good. Yeah. So your bite, you chunk this dude's neck. He looks at you. He starts to try to say what to warn his group, but you cut a hole into his neck. So as he tries to speak, it just splutters more blood. He's still alive. He's clutching at his neck, and he begins to attempt to take the bow off of his back, but he doesn't have the opportunity to shout out because any attempt to shout just results in more air leaving as you bite into his neck. It is pseudo horrific, but excellent job. As this archer does his best to try to shout out to his friends, again, the blood and the gargling stops any chance of him giving good warning and heed. Larkin is still speaking to Coping. If anything, if any of them heard anything, one of them began to hear the gargle and did look, and that was you see her beginning to look in your direction in this moment.
So I'm just gonna move up a little bit, and then I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, as a Drake Warden Ranger and a Leonin, I get the Thermatology cantrip, right?
Yep.
And as a Leonin, I get the Daunting Roar. So, I was gonna see if I can use the Thermatology to increase the Daunting Roar to frighten all enemies.
What we'll do is running for the hills would be interesting. But given the scenario, because of their level of confidence in the scenario that they were in, this is some DM bullshit, and that's fine. So what I will say is it's going to be an extra. So essentially, they had just begun to come out of their surprise at being any potential surprise at being attacked. So it'll be basically an extra turn of surprise, if that works. So they were just only one of them had just noticed that their friend's neck was being chewed off. Larkin looks your way, stumbles back. All of them stumble back in fright as their turn. One of them specifically begins to regain her senses. And you can actually, Zenmon, from where you are, you can't see her, but Raj can. But with that daunting, terrifying roar, essentially that leaves these two cowering in fear. Larkin backs off, even though you can tell he's an experienced thief who's done this probably hundreds of times since he got to Denmarsh and was just easy pickings on explorers. He's feeling fear for the first time. In his cold blue eyes, he's feeling fear in a very real sense. He's not sure about his life choices. He also peers to his right and he sees one of his friends, who he's known for probably months, if not years, having his throat ripped out, which is a
Goddamn right.
situation.
With
So, excellent work. Now, Copine, it's all you, bud. What do you want?
But by the way, when they look at me, I want, because I got like blood all around my mouth and shit, I just smile back at them with the blood all around my mouth.
No. Oh, no.
fucking metal.
Why? So you hit Larkin. You hit this thief dead ahead of you, as he's largely, because in your eyes you see this guy looking to his right, and a look of sadness comes upon his face for a moment, and then a look of terror as he hears this thunderous roar.
Sad.
And then in that moment, you take the opportunity to run up upon him. Now, you strike him. What does it look like when you hit him with this attack?
So
He doesn't die, but what does it look like when you hit him?
So I have the mace flail, kind of half flail, not a flail though, it's a mace in my right hand, and when I come up, I grunt, and I come up with my left hand because the flail, like the mace, is in my right, and I, with my fingers pointed out like a claw, I just like full force underhand twist into his abdomen, chest area, and I released this wave of thunderous boom, kind of up towards his face.
Dang. All right, so you watch, it's like his ribs and upper body reverberates with the strike, and his lips do that little like flapping thing. Like his whole body, it's almost like it is like slow-mo for the fight, but his arms wave out. He somehow manages to hold on to his short sword, but his body seems to just wave like a piece of tinfoil being flapped, as just this thunder, just this sound churns through his body and then out past him. Unfortunately, there's no other enemies behind him, so it just shakes it shakes the branches of trees. One of the trees almost goes the smaller tree almost uproots as you see this dramatic thunder action, Raj and Zenmon. However, the thief in front of you turns back to you, gives you a swift, angry look, and begins his return strike. So now,
did he get pushed 10 feet away? I guess he just moves back.
he. Boop, boop,
If
boop.
he failed to save, he's supposed to get pushed 10 feet.
No, you're right. Yeah, so let's just put him back there. All right. He does, however, survive, and he gives you the look. The look. He still has his weapon. He's very unhappy though. He is not a happy camper.
I'm gonna do the same. He's still up, right? The guy in front of me with the bow, like he's just really badly injured.
Yes. Bubbling neck. It is the
All right.
fountain.
I'm gonna do the same thing I just did last round. I'm going to reach out, try and bite him again. I want to finish off that neck. That's a 15. 15
All right.
for 5 damage.
One moment then. Okay. So, in what manner do you end this archer's life?
I reach out, I yank his hand protecting his neck. Like I'm assuming he like reached up and is trying to like stem the blood flow. So
Yep.
I'm gonna yank that arm away, and I'm gonna reach out and I'm just gonna bite him again with my mouth and just like finish ripping out his throat essentially.
Nom 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 nom. Now,
Exactly.
Okay. I am going to.
Oh, the 4 people watching, all right, but welcome. Hope you have fun. Hope you enjoy.
Mock this experienced fighter.
Feel free to chat at me.
Say-
I am paying attention.
Surprised you're still in one piece. And I am just going to call forth what I hope is a massive spell.
if you need information about what we're doing, where we are in the world, what's going on. I could repeat what's happened so far. It's the first
Do we still have
session, so
advantage? No,
we've
I
just
never had
done
it,
some
never
like
mind.
history and some lore of the world and what's going on and where we are, and then we're fighting some random bandits and thieves.
So,
So
Larkin, after you mocked him, while you're prepping whatever it is that you're about to do, he says, "Ah, a sharp tongue on you, I see.
So if
As
you're
for my
feeling
gang,
kind, drop a follow.
treasures plucked from the shadows. Just remember, appearances can deceive, and so can my associates. I've been known to turn rats into lions and whispers into thunderstorms."
And then I say, you know what comes after the thunder? And then I cast my guiding bolt.
Oh God! All right, roll.
I rolled.
He did. It's in Discord.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
It was only
Uh,
a 12 to hit though.
Yep. So we are. Let me double check this guy's.
I did hit, unfortunately, but that would have been massive damage. I think.
It might hit. You never know.
It would have killed him. Okay. So it was close. Your guiding bolt skimmed his cloak, but he looked back and he goes, "Whispers into thunderstorms." Sort of, yeah, it sounds cooler in his head. Like to you, you see this guy like he's trying to say that he's gonna win the fight.
Yeah,
But like,
I just give him like a weird, confused look as like he almost died, and like it's just a weird response.
What does he got? Like Japanese, like grade 4 Chunibyo syndrome. He's like gripping his wrist. The blackness inside me is escaping.
Yeah.
The demon king locked within my left eye stirs.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
I'm just confused, so I don't mind taking like a -1 on like whatever saving throws I have to do. I'm just like, what? I'm so thrown off.
Sanity damage.
Like his cloak's on fire from like a massive lightning strike I just threw at it. Like his
and
friends
he
are dying
barely.
around him.
It's just because you're rusty. It wasn't even like he's good. You just barely. You
Yeah.
were like, "Oh God, dang it! I'm supposed to put the feather to the right of my palm when I'm casting."
Yeah.
Damn it! I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. All right.
I'm going to continue doing what I was doing. I'm gonna lash out, reach forward, and try and bite her neck. Assuming I can find it here on my list. Here it is. That's a 17
Oh.
for 7 damage.
Big. All right. Okay, so she's not dead, but describe what you do and how you believe she should react. She's death, and she's almost dead. Describe what you do.
I would probably just grab her by the shoulders, drag her to me, and just chomp down right like above, right next to her collarbone, like on her neck, where the artery there is, and then I would just bite down and then tear.
All right.
It's not a gentle suck. I'm trying to tear out her throat.
No suck. Okay, that's fair. Man,
And then
Indian man meets the woman. No suck.
That's right. And then I'll lash out with my bonus action. I'll try and punch her right in the face, knock her to the ground. That's another 17 to hit for 5 damage.
Okay, so describe in detail this kill.
Well, how about this? I missed her head with my fist, but instead I hit right into the part of her neck that I tore out with my mouth. So my fist kind of just like goes into her fucking neck, and I rip out her esophagus.
Damn.
She collapses, dead, and no longer able to spout Irish curses at you. Okay, Zen.
And wait.
Oh.
Before my turn is done, I wanna like bite a little bit of the esophagus. Like I want to have it like hanging out of my mouth, like a little bit, like, and I'm chewing on it. And then I'm gonna run up behind these two that are on Zenmon. Hello, everyone. It is time for death now, yes? And then that's my turn.
All right, Zemnon, you can do whatever you were gonna do, but you have advantage on your rolls because a guy with an esophagus hanging out of his mouth just ran up behind them.
Oh Jesus!
Listen, man, I'm living my best life, okay?
God, that's too fucking good. Okay,
That's amazing.
he's using the esophagus like a flute.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds
Okay.
Irish when he said it. It's not the Indian.
Indian Irish accent. That would be something to hear.
I don't even know what that would sound like. I can't do that.
Okay, so I'm gonna. All right, I'll be attacking with the claws again. Attacking the same dude. Is
Yep.
it with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. So I got a 22
Nice.
for the first one
Nice.
for 7 damage.
I think he's
I'll
wondering
take-
if that one's still alive, right?
Yeah.
No. Again. Well, you have 2 claws, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna have to hit him again.
Okay. And a 20 for 4 damage. And wait,
Was that a nat 20?
no. It
No,
was
it's dirty 20.
Okay.
and then plus 4 damage for that. So
Okay. So, out of the shadows, I will say you began using your. I can't believe I'm about to say this. Using your lion instincts, you can tell where he's going, how he's dodging you. Describe what you do to this man who you kill.
okay. So with one hand, I catch him by the side so he can't shift, and then I use the other paw and just clean rip his fucking head off. And just slap it around like it's a little tennis ball.
Back to the top. Raj, what do? You guys are now, you both have advantage on this one lady who's just yeah.
So I'm coming up behind her, and I'm going to like lean kind of close and like whisper in her ear as I attack. You smell like you'll be just as delicious as your other friend was, and then I'll try and bite her neck from behind. Rolling with advantage. So that's a 14 for 4.
Okay, so you hit. She doesn't look particularly hurt. She looks like she's injured a little. Obviously, she got bit, but like you probably hit her in the shoulder. You meant
That's
like
fine.
in her fear, you accidentally hit her in the shoulder. But yeah.
And then I'll do my bonus action, and I'll try and punch her in the back. And that's a crit. That's 23 for 6 damage.
God. Okay. So
Making it worth it.
you don't kill her. She
Mm-mm-mm.
still looks like she's good to fight for a bit, but her flowing hair ripples as you punch her back. But how do you punch her?
I'm aiming for that spine, man. Lower spine. I want to put her out of commission.
Oof. It was a crit, so you did some work. All right, Zemnon, what do you do?
Okay, so attack with the claws. Okay. That was, yeah,
Okay, so
poison damage.
So, okay, yep. So she drops to her knees, but she bloodied now. Her face. Well, actually, yeah. Let me ask, what 3 spot? Because it's your so it's your strike, and your animal. So she has 3 wounds. Where are her wounds?
Well, no, the infuses one of the 2 strikes, so she's only hit twice.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so 2 strike. Where do you hit her with those 2 strikes? Sorry, for some reason I was thinking the animal did a 3rd, but yeah. Anyway.
So since he attacked her, I'm from the back. She's just wide open. I just slash right across the chest. Maybe one of her titties falls off a little bit, and then the other one just slashes across the gut.
So she falls to her knees. She's in a bad way. She's not doing great. And she beseeches you. She prays out to you. She says, "Please, for the love of fuck." She looks at all of her dead friends around her. She goes, "Please spare me. Don't do this, please. You don't have to kill me."
But I'm thirsty.
God, man. Okay. Billy, do you say anything?
Go have a drink.
There is a woman pleading for her life, kneeled in front of you, and you are an Indian male. Don't forget, we may be in a fake universe. You may be a vampire, but you are the Bobs and Vagine Man.
Now,
Play
that
your
is true.
character. Play your
That
character.
is true. That is true. But Raj is thirsty, man. Do we still have advantage on her? Because we're
Yes.
surrounding her and she's like, okay. Well, I thought you looked as delicious as your friend. I suppose now I can find out. And that's a 23 for 6 damage.
Yeah, you don't even have to. Yeah. All right. So how do you finish this innocent lady who probably murdered hundreds of people?
I would just probably bend down and just sink my fangs into her neck, and
Are you sucking
yeah.
this time?
I'm sucking. I'm drinking all that blood,
I'm drinking all the blood.
and I'm gonna end my turn there. I'm gonna let Zenmon move on.
You know, I'm just gonna keep going with it. I'm going with the mace attack. I'm going for his right knee. I'm just
Do it. Oh, thank God.
I just want to
Oh,
destroy
thank God. All right. So
two
before
damage to his
before
right knee.
as you begin to crush his knee, he does yell, "With my last breath, the darkness claims me, but know that my legacy would linger, a whisper in the night." And as he's finishing his quote, describe how you kill him.
What?
So
As he-
he starts. So you hit his knee, and it crushes. It buckles outward. You break his knee, and he begins
Nice.
to say, "With my last breath, the darkness claims me, but know that my legacy will linger, a whisper in the night." And as he says this, you can kill him as you wish, or let him live. It's up to you.
Right, so he's on the ground.
He's
I-
finishing his final speech.
Yeah, I put my finger up. I'm like, shush, and then I'm like, quiet. I look at Zemnon and Raj. I'm like, same time.
Same time.
That's fine with me. We can do that.
I'm gonna use my mace and whatever they want to use, double claw and.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, each of you can describe. It's gonna get gruesome, but yeah, you guys can have the end of the fight.
Do I get an advantage because he's like weak on the ground? Can I?
You don't even have to. You don't even have to roll anything. Just say what y'all do.
Okay, yeah, I'm putting the mace directly on the top of his head, like full force.
All right.
I'm just gonna be just ripping at him, just tearing flesh off.
Same.
And Raj,
but with my
do you
mouth.
just- do you just take a leg, or is there friendly fire? Do I need to account for friendly fire?
No, take a
No.
leg, Rob. Take a leg.
Yeah, a leg is
It-
fine.
it
A leg
sounds
is
like-
fine.
It sounds like,
Anywhere is fine.
Okay. So for about a good 45 seconds to a minute and 10 seconds, all of you just relentlessly obliterate Larkad. The forest is now silent and peaceful again. All of you take a moment to gather your senses about you, and what do you do now?
I suppose we should see if there's anything valuable left behind. Perhaps there's gold or something else we can take from the dead corpses. And I should probably address the elephant in the room. If you don't know what an elephant is, it is this very, very big animal. So it is usually quite noticeable. So, the elephant in the room is the very big issue that perhaps, should be addressed, that, should be recognized and seen essentially. And I have a very odd diet. I like to supplement my solid foods with a bit of, a liquid diet. And my preference for this is just culturally, it has to be blood. It's just how it is. It is what my people do. Okay. So I hope you don't think that is too odd or something strange. The person who trained me in combat, trained me in this style. It is just part of my culture. And I hope you don't think anything wrong with it, okay? It is just how it is. I am not a danger to you. I do not crave it like some weird creature like a vampire. I'm not one of those. No, no, no. It's just part of my diet and part of my culture and way of life, okay? So I hope you do not judge me for that, and I hope it does not frighten you. And I smile at them both, again with my like face and entire front just completely covered in all this blood that,
He's got like a not an Achilles, but like what's the thing in like the knee, the meniscus tendon hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, the esophagus. Okay. Yeah.
So I usually won't do this. I think it's just gonna be funny in the future. But Billy and Dave, could you just give me insight checks to see whether or not you see through what he's saying?
Nope. And honestly, my character wouldn't even care in the first place. Like, whatever. That's your food. You gotta eat. Fair.
As soon as you heard elephant, you were like, "What? What?"
Well, wait. If they're rolling insight, oh no.
Okay, that's fair. But that's true. It's not even really deception. You're just, no, that's fair. But okay, so Billy doesn't know. As just remember, this is established lore for this campaign. Billy doesn't know that Raj is a vampire and would need to be convinced that he was a vampire. And Coping, you're pretty sure he's a vampire, but you're like the elephant thing threw you off too. But you're like fairly sure that he's a vampire.
Okay.
You're like 90% sure that he's a vampire, but you're not sure you have enough proof yet.
Fair enough.
From here, what do you guys do?
I suppose if we are done here, we should continue on towards Greenhaven. Unless someone else has something else they'd like to do. But I don't think I do. So I would continue towards Greenhaven if you all are okay with that.
Yeah. Yep. Did anybody pick up that 20 silver?
I didn't.
No. No one picked it up yet.
Does one of you two want to grab it?
Sure. Anyone pick up the longbow or the short sword, or am I just picking all of it up?
I didn't pick it.
You can take all of it up.
Okay. I'll hold on to all of it.
All right. So your party continues through the woods. Safer now. No whispers, nothing too strange. And you do safely arrive at the entrance of Greenhaven. You do see, from where you are, it's nothing too crazy, I don't think. You see a few buildings that all of you would have sort of recognized off in the distance as you approach. And you see two guards near I believe you can all see the map now. But the guards are somewhere around here. However, I will say, at this point, we can probably call it a night. But you have arrived at Greenhaven successfully.
All right.
So, all right.